Hey!
Yo 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday. Good morning. How y'all feel out there? I feel blessed, black, and highly favored. Happy to be here. Another day to serve our beautiful listeners. What's happening?
I'm tired. BET Awards last night ended at what? 12:30, 1 a.m.?
1 o'clock. I ended up going to sleep, though.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I went to sleep way before that. Y'all stayed up for the whole thing?
Y'all ain't see Kirk Franklin?
Hell no.
I was trying to because I really, really love Kirk Franklin, yo, but I ain't.
The Lord don't come when he's
couldn't
that
stay
late.
up.
The Lord
Yeah,
come on time.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He don't come when you call, but he always comes on time.
And we got to be up.
And y'all didn't see
early.
Snoop?
Nope.
Of course. I did. I ended up going to sleep around like 12 something.
Snoop was dope. Snoop killed it last night.
Dr. Dre really did good presenting him his Icon Award. I thought that was really dope.
Well, you think they were being a little petty to each other when Dr. Dre started throwing shots at
a little bit
Snoop?
like, then he
this.
do ass like this, and then he do, yeah.
And then Snoop's first thing out was, yeah, that's why. Thank you for letting me write deep cover NG thing, ghost writing for you.
It was definitely a little bit of shade, but I feel like they handled it well. Mm-hmm. Both of them handled it well. Dr. Dre looked good. I ain't seen him in a while. He actually looked good.
Yeah, and all that was in the prompter, so they knew that they was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Snoop, you think
It was
I
on the
think
vibe.
Dr. Dre was reading,
Snoop,
but I don't think Snoop
Snoop
was
read
reading
his.
a lot. Snoop like freestyled a lot.
Yeah, Snoop
of
went off the prompter at first,
tell.
and then he went
Yeah.
back to the prompter. So
Yeah.
it was a good show. I mean, Loren is out there, so we'll ask Loren if she has any details. I know she was backstage, but it was a great show. Salute to BET. Drop a bomb for BET. I love to watch all the performances.
I like seeing everybody show up for the BET Awards.
Yeah, that's what I was more
saying?
so. I loved it.
There was only like one time where they was like, this person wasn't here, and that was SZA, but then SZA ended up showing up later.
Yeah, it was probably like it was late. It was probably running late. Everything was running behind, but I thought it was really, really dope. And Lettucey did so good. Mm-hmm. Her pipes, man,
she was singing,
like singing live. I never heard her sing live. I'm like, damn, she had the low key the best performance of the night when it comes to like singing live. Like what?
I ain't gonna front. She did, but Jennifer Hudson killed it too.
No,
Jennifer Hudson
yeah,
killed
she
it.
did.
She killed it on the
wasn't
Jamie
a
Foxx
full
tribute.
performance. Yeah, she did. It was great. It was great. There was a lot of icons that they like meshed in together, being honored in one night. I felt like Mariah Carey, Snoop Dogg,
Jamie Foxx, Kirk Franklin's.
They four big people that you try to cram in one show. That's their tribute should have been a little longer, but I mean everybody showed up. It was
a lot of tributes. Like they had a lot of icon awards,
like
right?
big.
I'm not mad at that though. I'm not mad at the tributes.
Four in one night. I feel like Jamie Foxx could have been a little bit more drawn out. Like this man's like.
But when you see all the people that was dead that they kept going to that got their flowers after they passed, I was happy to see the tributes because everybody that got their tribute last night and their icon award deserved it. So it was good to see.
I get what Jess saying. If you do just a little bit less, then you can do more longer performances.
Yes.
That's all. Like you can still do the awards. Just maybe shorten it to 3.
Yeah.
Because I think they did what 4.
It was four big icons.
Yeah, 4.
So if you do 4, cut the filler of the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was disappointed I didn't see my full 106 in Park.
Listen, I felt like we got gypped, man.
We didn't see AJ wasn't there. I would have loved to see AJ and Free. I would have loved to see TJ and Terrence and Roxy.
And just more. I saw them, but like we saw little glimpses of them, and I felt like it should have been more around 106 in Park. Like they could have had a cipher with battle raps. They could have had they could have showed some new music videos, and then the
whole show should have been 106 in Park.
Yes, it should have been hosted.
The whole
by
show should have been formatted like
the
106 in Park.
different eras of 106 in Park.
Yeah, then AJ said he was on a flight, he couldn't make it. AJ, you was on press tour. Y'all was on a press. You know where you had to be.
I know where Roxy was at. I talked to Roxy yesterday.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all later on.
Okay, but it was all together. Overall, it was great. I loved Tyler Perry's speech.
Yes, Tyler Perry's speech was dope. Yep.
I thought it was dope.
Snoop's speech was dope too.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Snoop's speech was really, really, really good.
Mariah Carey looked good as hell.
She did. Why she always walk like that, like her feet hurt? Like she
looked heavily medicated.
She's a diva. Yes, absolutely. But I think she was the most down to earth that we've ever seen her last night. I honestly really do. I felt like she was great.
Okay. All right. We'll talk more during the show if you see the BET Awards. Now, Amanda Serrano will be joining us this morning. She is a boxer. She's a boxer champion in, I think, across 7
different weight classes.
Yeah, 7 different weight classes. So we're going to talk to her.
Only female boxer that ever achieved that feat.
Yeah, so we're going to talk to her. She has a fight July 11th at Madison Square Garden. She's Puerto Rican. She's from Brooklyn. And we'll chop it up with her in a little bit. All right, well, let's get the show cracking. We got front page news. Morgan will be joining us, so don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What's up, Morgan?
Hey, y'all. Hey, happy Tuesday. How we feeling?
Blessed, black, and highly favored. How are you?
I'm doing well. I love to hear it. Okay, y'all. So first on front page, tensions continue to rise in Los Angeles, California, following a fourth day of anti-ICE demonstrations yesterday. Another 2,000 California National Guard troops have been tasked with keeping peace in Los Angeles. California Governor Gavin Newsom says only 300 of the first 2,000 have actually been deployed. He said the rest are sitting unused in federal buildings without orders. Also, about 700 Marines have since been activated to respond to civil unrest as well in LA. The Marines are also stationed in 29 Palms with a mission to protect federal buildings and agents who are being met with continued protests amid immigration raids. Now, California Governor Gavin Newsom says President Trump should not be deploying Marines on American soil, calling it un-American. Meanwhile, President Trump believes residents of LA should be thanking him for sending the National Guard, as his administration put it, to keep the public safe. Let's take a listen to President Trump's comments.
I think his primary crime is running for governor because he's done such a bad job. It's lucky for the people in Los Angeles and in California that we did what we did. We got it just in time.
So yesterday, a reporter asked Trump if border czar Tom Homan should arrest California Governor Gavin Newsom over the anti-ICE demonstrations in LA. Now, Trump said he would if he were Tom, and he thinks that would be great. Now, Newsom responded to those comments, saying that Trump's comments are a sign of authoritarianism, and he announced a lawsuit against the White House for federalizing the California National Guard, which I'll get into later. Trump is also dismissing the lawsuit, saying he had no choice, noting cars were burning and people were rioting. Now, meanwhile, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, she says federal authorities will prosecute protesters who commit crimes. Now, Bondi said the person who allegedly threw rocks at federal law enforcement vehicles during the protest has been identified, and authorities have conducted a search warrant on their home. She added a message for protesters who are anything less than peaceful. Let's take a listen to U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
You can run, you can't hide. We are coming after you federally. If you assault a police officer, if you rob a store, if you loot, if you spit on a police officer, we're coming after you.
Why they didn't have that same energy for the January 6th insurrectionists that assaulted law enforcement officers? And then, you said something else, Morgan. You said they sent the National Guards to keep the peace. Like, do you send National Guards to keep peace? I guess I'm just trying to figure out, what is the National Guard doing that local law enforcement can't do? Like, people throwing rocks and you send the National Guard in?
But I guess they're saying the local departments can't do it because obviously they're still doing it. They're still protesting. They're still throwing rocks and bricks. And
they was like up on a bridge and they had cars and they were like, well, they could have killed whoever was in them cars.
Local
like,
enforcement couldn't do it. It seemed like they couldn't do anything.
I mean, because that's what you send the National Guard in when local law enforcement is overwhelmed. Were they overwhelmed?
So that is to be determined by local law enforcement and the governor. That's something that the governor is supposed to decide, and that if federal agents or the Trump administration decides to bring in the National Guard or deploy the National Guard, then they would do so in tandem with local law enforcement, and that seems to not be the case right now. Local law enforcement is kind of like standing idly by, not so much. They're not necessarily helping. They don't know. They don't have any orders in regards to this. This is just a federal takeover.
Yeah, because it's federal overreach. Because the governor's supposed to say, "Hey, we need the National Guard."
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
but
absolutely.
I think what he was trying to do is make sure it doesn't get out of hand. Make sure they stop it before it goes any further. Because the fact that there was no respect for law enforcement out there. I mean, the way that they're throwing bricks at cars driving by, and the way they're burning things down, there's no respect. And I think he's trying to jump in front of it before it happened, because you could tell they have no respect.
I don't know.
There's no peaceful protesting in a lot of those places. There's a lot of places where they are peaceful protesting, but there's a lot where there's no respect for law.
I think the National Guard escalates it to a different level.
That's it. I was going to say, to your point, that's what a lot of local authorities, including Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, is pretty much saying, Charlamagne, is that it doesn't help to bring in the National Guard. It actually escalates the situation. But we'll continue to talk about it in the 7 o'clock hour, because there's so much to cover regarding the situation. So stick around. Yeah,
and on both sides, I think they're going too far. I don't know if you want to see that one video where the officer shot the actual the reporter.
The rubber bullet.
She was actually reporting live. Like, I guess she's an Australian reporter or some from overseas, and she's reporting. She's sitting there, and you see the police officer or whoever it was at the time point his gun at her and shoot her. It was crazy, live on camera.
But it was hilarious last night on the Daily Show when they added that little sound effect and it was like bang.
Oh my God, I did not
hilarious.
see that.
Really?
Hilarious.
Man, I felt
and they
so
showed
bad.
it regular first, but then Jon Stewart was like, I know. But when you had a sound effect to it and they put that little bang on it,
That
hilarious.
made it funny.
Oh man.
Y'all are stupid.
And she was screaming, ah! You know, screaming that you always do? Ah! Just like that. All right.
Stupid.
That's front page
Stupid.
news. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Wake up, wake up. Wake your ass.
This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Serrano from Queens.
What's up, brother? Get it off your chest.
I want to give a shout out to my daughter. She graduated high school and she got a full ride running track with Dev Houston State out
Hey.
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Congrats,
man.
brother.
That's what life's about.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I want to give a shout out to y'all also.
Did you give her a hug and say thank you for saving Daddy some money?
Oh, man. I was happy as hell, man. Houston showed me a lot of love, too, man. And I appreciate y'all. I was on there about 3 weeks ago and promoting my business, Train to Inspire. And you were talking about the guy I was training in the wheelchair, Charlamagne. But that shout out got me a lot of follows and stuff. So I really appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir, man. Salute to you, brother.
Thank you very much, man. God bless.
Peace.
Have a good one, brother.
All right, you too.
Hello, who's this?
This is Tomorrow. I'm calling from Hamden, Connecticut.
Hey, Tomorrow.
Your name
Good
is
morning.
really Tomorrow?
Yes, Tomorrow.
That's what your parents named you?
Yes, sir. That's what they named me.
I need to hear the full name.
Yeah, I was going to say that. What's your middle name and your last name?
Oh, my God. Okay. So my whole name is Tomorrow Yusufu Latif Burke.
Tomorrow, you stupid what?
Charlamagne, don't start with me.
No, I didn't hear what you said. I thought you said you stupid. What did you say?
I said Yusufu Latif Burke.
What's Yusufu mean?
It's Swahili. My name is Swahili in Chinese. Latif was a famous Chinese philosopher. He was banned from China because he was against communism. I was born in 1975. My mom was a Black Panther.
Okay, Tomorrow. I like that. I like that. Your name has a lot of intention and meaning. I like that. How can we help you this
What's up,
morning?
Tomorrow?
Okay. Well, I'm really happy to be on the phone with you guys. And I lost my mom 6 months ago, 2 days now. And it's just really been a long struggle. I'm a grandma. I got 2 kids. My youngest is graduating today.
Congrats.
She's going to the high school, Leah Williams. And my other daughter, Damani Brown, she has 2 kids. My wonderful grandkids, I love them. But I'm just scared, like everything that's going on. And I want to be able to enjoy the day. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like everything is closing in.
Well, I just want to tell you that, we all know every day the sun don't shine. Mm-hmm. But that's just why we love tomorrow.
Period.
You already know it.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you. I love you guys.
But yes, but seriously, don't let Tyler Perry said something last night at the BET Awards that was true. Don't let your worry outweigh your faith.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
All right, Tomorrow.
Yes. And faith is the one thing I need to work on.
That's right.
You have a blessed morning, all right?
The sun will come out tomorrow.
Any more?
Right,
I don't know
Charlamagne,
that.
all the time.
That's right.
You do not know that.
Have a
It's
good
supposed to be
one.
a gloomy week tomorrow, so
The
just
sun's shining somewhere.
grab your blanket, babe.
Oh, my goodness. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
I'm dialing. Hey, what you doing, man? I'm dialing. I'm calling you.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
This is Mo from Florida.
Mo from Florida. What up? Get it off your chest, Mo.
What's up, Breakfast Club? Good morning, everybody.
Good
What's
morning.
up, bro?
Peace.
Hey, man, I just want to tell y'all, I think the governor is doing an awful job over there. He should have stepped in sooner. He's trying to have a measuring contest with the president. And then if he don't, the president don't step in, he's damned if he do and damned if he don't. So he might as well be damned if he do, because if he don't, we're going to be on him anyway. On top of that, but
hold on real quick. I'm not disputing you, because I don't know. I don't think Gavin Newsom does the best job in California either. But the protest just began on Friday. Like literally just Friday.
Look at how violent it turned right away.
Did it?
Crazy.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, you're not seeing.
Let's get out of hand. It ain't a
don't-
peaceful protest everywhere. It's peaceful protest a lot of places, but it's getting out of hand in
So
some
let me ask
places.
y'all a question.
There is peaceful protest, but the rioting, if nobody steps in and does nothing, then we're over here talking about, oh, we're burning ourselves down. What are we doing? They should have intervened earlier. And then what?
So let me ask you a question.
We're burning our own communities down.
So what's the point of spending so much money in law enforcement and already having the law enforcement militarized? Law enforcement got weapons and armor and all of that kind of stuff. If you spend hundreds of millions of dollars on law enforcement, how did they get overwhelmed so fast by protesters to where you send in the National Guard? And did you even see the National Guard yesterday? Most of them was just sleeping because they ain't had nothing to do. Did y'all see that?
Yes, they had them in strategic points, right? I don't know how they run that, but when you see videos of police officers being hurt, bleeding, and everything else, you got to do something. He's supposed to be he's in office for his people. Those police officers, those local police officers, are also his people. Our communities that we are burning down are our people. We all know LA riots can tend to get out of control real fast. So step in.
I mean, listen, if the LAPD was overwhelmed, I understand it.
They definitely were overwhelmed. You could see from a lot of stuff that they seen. They were overwhelmed.
Cops bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, cops were hit with tear gas. They were overwhelmed. They were. They needed some help. That wasn't planned out correctly. I don't know if sending the National Guard was the correct thing to do, but they were definitely overwhelmed. They needed some help.
Something had to be done.
Yep.
They were overwhelmed, and our community is the one being hurt. Something had to be done.
Thank you, brother.
So, you know what? Hey, Anthony, real quick, I got a question for you.
What's up, bro?
What'd you do for Dominican Mother's Day, bro? It just passed, bro. You didn't do nothing?
I was on the Puerto Rican Day Parade float, but I'm not Dominican nor am I Puerto Rican, so I don't know. But salute to all the Dominican moms out there.
You're definitely Puerto Rican, bro. I'm kind of mad you don't claim us, bro.
Oh, my goodness. Dilamo! Did I say Dilamo?
I love y'all, man. Be
Peace,
good,
man.
Jess. Keep your foot on their neck, Jess.
Already know, bro.
All right.
And I also want to say, if the LAPD got overwhelmed that fast, then they need to get their budget cut then, because they got allocated over $2 billion for the 2025-26 fiscal year. And that's for, salary adjustments, technology upgrades, security services. That's a lot of money to militarize a police force to get overwhelmed that fast by protesters.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. When we come back, we got the latest with Loren. She's out in the LA for the BET Awards, and we'll talk to her in a little bit. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the latest with Loren.
Lauren becoming a straight fat.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with Lauren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
What was the latest?
On The Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
Alrighty, y'all. So yesterday the BET Awards went down, and Kevin Hart hosted. He opened up with his monologue, making a few jokes, throwing some shots at people. He took a shot at Diddy, and he threw a joke at Cardi B. Let's take a listen.
So much history has been made on this stage tonight, which is why we are celebrating 25 years of BET, of excellence tonight. It's also the 45th anniversary, man, and I honestly, it's an amazing thing for me simply because I get to see the culture and the lens that I think we need to see each other in more often, man. Also, I'm gonna do my part. I'm shutting down the idea of after parties. No after parties tonight, okay? None. Take your asses home after this. That's why I did it on a Monday. People got to go to work tomorrow. No after parties. That's where gets slippery at them goddamn after parties. We're learning a lot about people, ain't we? We're learning a lot. Take your asses home. I had BET get those Waymo cars, those cars without the drivers. Take y'all home. Can't bribe them. Nobody in the car. No yachts, no boats. Cardi B, no pink stuff. What the huh?
He meant 25 years of 106 in Park, right? Not BET.
Yeah.
No, so no. It is the 25 years of 106 in Park, but they were also celebrating 25 years of the BET Awards and 45 years of BET as the network.
Oh, the BET Awards.
Got you.
Okay,
Yes,
gotcha. Yeah, makes sense.
Yes. Now, speaking of 106 in Park, 106 in Park did get a tribute because they were celebrating 25 years of the show. Let's take a listen to the medley of performances. There was a ton of people that performed. Take a listen.
He just has speeches. You don't have the. He doesn't have the performance.
But Ashanti performed, A. Marie performed, Jim Jones performed, B2K.
Bow Wow.
T.I.
Man, I was
Oh my
happy to
God.
see all
Bow
that.
Wow.
Who's your favorite performances from the 106 in Park piece? Because mine were
Keisha
Bow
Cole,
Wow
too.
and B2K.
Bow Wow definitely. B2K killed it.
B2K and Bow Wow.
I like
man.
A. Marie.
I love A. Marie.
A. Marie
Yep.
killed
A.
it.
Marie.
He got busy.
I just think it was just great. It was a great like collective performance. Like all
Yes.
of them come out doing a hit. Like I thought it was dope.
Yes.
Yeah. Only one I would miss that I was maybe he's touring or whatever. Nelly, because Nelly was big on 106 in Park.
Oh, okay.
Ashanti was
I ain't
good.
even think about
Ashanti
that.
was big. Nelly with the
Yeah.
down beat. Like
Right,
he was
right.
huge on 106 in Park.
I
I'd have loved to see Nelly perform.
What a
Yes.
great era, man.
It was lit.
Remember, 106 in Park was so big that if you was just a judge on Freestyle Fridays, that was a big look for you.
Yeah, Freestyle Friday. I judged that a couple of times. I
Me too.
DJ'd there a couple of times. It was just,
man,
it was just a great time.
What a time.
Yes.
And all those were huge artists during the 106 in Park era. Like the videos were big, right?
Yes, on the countdown. Now I talked to Shanti backstage and I asked her about that, about just the nostalgia of it, because that's what it felt like last night. Everybody showed up. Like it felt like elegance last night. People were excited to be there. It was so many big names in the building. But she said one of the things she's been remembering a lot of is just when you walk out the doors of 106 in Park and you feel the crowd go crazy because you feel so much love, and that's what last night felt like to her. She said. Now, in closing of the 106 in Park tribute, all of the hosts came out and they did their thank yous. I want to note that Roques and AJ were missing, notably from.
Those are two big missing.
Yeah, that was right.
Yes.
Because let's be clear. If we're being honest, there's two sets of hosts that when you think 106 in Park, you think about.
Of course.
And that's AJ and Free and Terrence and Roques.
That's it.
Very much so.
That's the ones we remember. And they were on the press tour. They came up here together. So we
They were
expected to see
also.
them.
I mean, I didn't see AJ running around this weekend, but I saw Roxy. I went to the 106 in Park Day Party in celebration for this, and I saw Roxy. So people were asking where, even backstage, you were like, wait, where is AJ? Where is Roxy?
Well, I spoke to Roxy yesterday. Roxy, she's in France working. Like she wanted to be there. She tried to be there, but sometimes you got those gigs, those opportunities you can't change, and they clash with other things, and you got to make a choice. I mean, you'll see what the gig is real soon, because it is a really big gig, and I understand that, because last night was a great moment, but that's the past. You still got to think about your now and your future.
100%.
I get it, but
And she was running around all weekend. I will say that she was out and about.
And the BET Awards came early this year. It's always usually at the end of the month.
Yes, yep, that is true as well too.
It's never like June. What was June 9th? What was yesterday? The 9th? It's usually like June 20th.
Yeah, June 9th, yes.
I will say, the only person that was missing during the 106 in Park performances was Mario. To me, Mario from Baltimore. That was very much his era. You know what I mean, as well. And he performed the BET Experience like before the show, but I think he should have been on that stage singing, "You say he's just a friend." Like, yo, like that Mario was missing.
One thing Baltimore gonna do is represent for Baltimore.
They gonna ride for Baltimore.
Man, you already know.
Period.
During the show, not before the show.
Baltimore Twitter must have been having that conversation. Crazy. Where is Mario?
And what happened with AJ? Did they say where AJ was? I seen him post something that said he was on a flight, but that's all I heard.
Yeah,
But they should have
same.
planned that out, man. They all should have been on that stage. To me.
For sure.
Well, and in rap, one thing I will say, when Free popped up on that screen backstage, cast and crew went crazy, because I think we were all just excited to see her on stage again. And they gave a wrap up thank you to a ton of people. And we talked about this yesterday. They honored Mr. Stephen Hill. Let's take a listen.
I do want to thank each and every one of you that tuned in and welcomed us into your homes on a daily basis, tuning in to 106 in Park. Thank you so much, BET. And who else do we have to thank, Free?
I think that we wouldn't all be here right now celebrating 106 in Park. We got to give a round of applause to Stephen Hill. I don't know where you are. Yeah. But there'd be no 106 in Park without you.
Steven! Steven, we love you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And I know Steven would want to make sure we thank our entire production crew, everybody that made this show work. Listen, we could not have done it without the BET family. Thank you guys.
Oh, you and the staff and the executives that held us down and made sure that their artists came through. We just really want to thank you, and everybody out in the street that hugs us, yells at us, does all kind of love, and for y'all, like, thank y'all.
They could have formatted the whole show like 106 in Park last night.
Yeah, I thought that that's what they were going to do, but instead of making it just like a part of the show, I thought those hosts were going to actually host the full show.
They could have formatted
at like
the whole
106
show.
in Park.
The performances could have took the place of the videos. Like, you know, you have a little small conversation with the guests. Like, especially during the Icon Award part.
Could have been like some ciphers going on. You know, Bow Wow could have hosted a little bit of it because that was Mr. 106 in Park. You know what I mean? So
I think I'd much rather hear like small conversations than these artist speeches.
Yeah.
Because boy, they be dragging them speeches.
What? It was a lot of speeches last night. Everybody showed up last night. Yeah. Everybody did.
Yeah. Some of those speeches were warranted though. Like I'd love to hear Snoop's speech last night.
Jamie Foxx as well. Yes.
Jamie Foxx needed. I would have liked to hear Jamie Foxx in conversation.
Yeah,
that's what I would like to hear.
Great too.
Yes, I would have liked to hear somebody actually asking Jamie Foxx questions. Because I think it was so overwhelming for him in that moment because of everything that he's been through.
And it was a lot. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna bring back in the second hour because there is a lot more to last night to the BET Awards. Jamie Foxx will talk about that as well. In rapping, I did want to mention Envy. You mentioned this. AJ Calloway did post on his Instagram that he was on a flight. He tried to make it, but it didn't work, and he sends much love to his BET family. And he says he'll do something again when they can all make it out, and hopefully let everybody know to join them when they do get back together again.
Okay.
So.
Nice. All right, and salute to DC Young Fly, man. DC Young Fly killed it.
Man.
He killed
my
it.
friend, man. He ate them.
I only saw DC once.
He was only like 3 times, 4 times.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
3 different outfits on, 3 different tuxes on. He killed it last night.
Yeah.
They must have had DC on the late shift then, because I saw him once. When he
was all throughout the show. He was in
all
the
throughout the show.
beginning, he was in the middle, he was in the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the pre-show.
Yeah, killed it.
Yeah.
All right. When we come back, we got front page news, and then boxer Amanda Serrano will be joining us. So don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back to some front page news and some quick sports. Tomorrow is Game 3, OKC versus the Pacers at 8:30 p.m.
They're stretching this out, man. They need to get it over with, man. We don't need 2 days in between.
They usually give you 2 days between when you go from the east to the west.
Let's get this over with.
Jeez.
Relax a little bit. Ain't nobody watching these games, no way.
Yo, shut
What's up, Morgan?
It's true.
It was all right, y'all. Well, the conversation continues from the first hour about the anti-ICE protests that are underway in Los Angeles, California. Now, the top cop in LA says the Marines are not communicating with his department, while about 700 Marines are headed to the city. LA Police Chief Jim McDonald says he's not getting a formal notification. He says the lack of coordination is concerning, and the chief says it presents a significant logistical and operations challenge for those charged with safeguarding the city. Now, California Attorney General Rob Bonta says the state of California is going to sue President Trump and his administration for deploying hundreds of National Guard members to LA, calling the move unlawful. Now, Bonta said it requires the governor's consent to activate the National Guard, and Newsom didn't call for it. Let's take a listen to California Attorney General Rob Bonta.
The governor of California knows how to call in the National Guard if and when it's needed. He did it with the LA fires. He did it in the summer of 2020 with some of the protests in California. So this is something that is within Governor Newsom's sovereignty. If local law enforcement did decide they needed further support, the first rational step would be to call upon other nearby agencies. Call in mutual aid.
So Bonta goes on to say that this actually diverts resources that are needed for the wildfire season, and it escalates tension in the city. Now, he goes on to say the law used to activate the troops had only been invoked once before in modern history in the 1970s, and this is the first deployment without a governor's consent since 1965. Now, the White House justifies the action by citing lawlessness in LA. Governor Newsom claims there's no need for the National Guard and accused Trump of wanting a spectacle. Meanwhile, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass says her city is being used for an experiment as the federal government brings in the National Guard and Marines to counter immigration protests. Now, Bass spoke on Monday night saying it makes her feel like this is a test for what happens when the federal government moves in and takes authority away from the state and from local government. Now, she pushed back against comments describing the city as being invaded and occupied by illegal aliens and criminals, calling it a despicable description. Let's take a listen to LA Mayor Karen Bass's comments.
This kind of atmosphere, it creates a chaos in our city. People not sure whether they should go outside, whether they need to stay inside. We did not need this. The population of all of Los Angeles needs to know that we will stand with them. We're not going to allow our city to be divided and picked apart.
So the LAPD has announced that the city is going on tactical alert, meaning officers can be kept on past their shift end time and transferred between divisions. The demonstrations, of course, started on Friday in response to immigration raids that were happening around the city. And bringing things home to you guys up there in New York, Mayor Eric Adams and the NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch, she addressed New York City on Monday evening, they both addressed New York City on Monday evening following these protests that are, of course, happening in LA. Now, Mayor Adams says what's happening in LA will not happen in New York. Let's take a listen to his comments.
The escalation of protests in Los Angeles over the last couple of days is unacceptable and would not be tolerated if attempted in our city.
There was a bunch of anti-ICE protests yesterday in New York. A bunch of them. Large crowds.
That's all it takes is, you starting to see this stuff, and then, people are going to start galvanizing and organizing in their own cities. But, as you heard from the audio, New York Mayor Eric Adams had a message for New Yorkers. Now, NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch goes on to say that while they encourage peaceful protests, the NYPD will have no tolerance for violence or blocking of public spaces. Their comments, of course, it came hours after 24 protesters were arrested after occupying Trump Tower in Midtown. So yeah, it does appear that this is something that, like I said, it impacts everybody from us here, from the case with Kilmar Abrego Garcia to LA, to you guys in New York. I mean, immigrants are all over this country. Mm-hmm. That's essentially what built this country, especially the original immigrants, the backs of slaves. But I won't get too much into that. But yeah, this is something that impacts a lot of people, and I will continue to keep you guys posted as these stories develop.
And even in LA, it's interesting, right? Because I was reading how Gavin Newsom was saying Trump he deployed 2,000 troops to LA, right? He's deploying another 2,000 troops to LA, but he was like the first 2,000 were given no food, no water, and only 300 have been deployed. The rest are just sitting in a federal building without orders. So what's the point?
I'm not sure, but I guarantee that these people are racking up a coin on their check, and that's not wasteful or fraudulent or abusive.
And then they said that they're just there to protect federal buildings. That's the only reason that they were sent there, just to protect the federal buildings. And supposedly the public, and of course public safety as well. But yes, have been their missions to protect public safety and federal buildings and agents who are being met with continued protests amid the immigration raids. Yep. So to your point, yes, only 300 of the first 2,000 have actually been deployed, with more on the way. So if you guys are in the LA area, just continue to be safe and stay vigilant, especially you, Loren. So we want to make sure that you guys are safe out there.
And then, girl, let me just tell you, your fresh face is giving. You ain't got no makeup on, but you look so good today, Morgan. So good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It was a little struggle this morning, so I thank you, Jess. I appreciate that. That's a good note. Let's end on that note.
That's nice. That's nice.
That's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Follow me on socials at Morgan Media, and for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Oh, my day is made.
All right. Thank you, Morgan. All right, when we come back, boxer Amanda Serrano will be joining us. She's a 7-time champion, of course, 7 different weight classes, and we're going to talk to her next, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our brother Ak with us this morning.
Hey.
And we got a special guest in the building.
The champ is here.
Amanda Serrano. Welcome. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, It's a little too early for me, but for you guys, I'll sacrifice.
You was at the parade yesterday.
Yes, it was amazing. I was there in 2019. I got honored as one of my Guinness Book of World Records for 7th Division, and it was like a complete different parade this time. Everyone knew who I was. People screaming my name. It just felt so welcoming and so awesome.
Yeah, you won, like you just said, titles in 7 different weight classes. Are you chasing greatness, or are you chasing something deeper?
I'm chasing legacy, and I believe I've accomplished that already. You know, I'm the first Puerto Rican to become undisputed, male or female, and first 7th Division world champion. So now it's just doing other stuff.
Making money.
Making money and opening the doors, and continue to open the doors for women in the sport.
He mentioned 7 divisions. People don't realize how difficult that is. The only fighter that has done more is Manny Pacquiao. We just talked about him. Has done 8 divisions.
And that's questionable, Hawk. You should know.
Yeah, but that's what's in the books, right? Yeah. So what she's done is like, it's insane, right? But there's another division that you haven't fought in, 147, right? And I just want to throw that out there because I know that Clarissa is a lot bigger. She's fighting heavyweight, 154, 160, but she's a big name in the sport. And for some reason, you girls were cool, but it's like tension. Like you put out a tweet that I actually respected your tweet, like because it's kind of like you were fed up of her attacking MVP, your promoter. Is that a pipe dream? If she came down 147, could that fight ever happen?
Well, tell her what's your natural weight first.
No, I'm the champion. Currently, I'm the featherweight champion, which is 126 pounds.
20 pounds, Jesus!
I am fighting for the title at 140 with Katie Taylor.
Okay.
But respectfully, I respect Clarissa, what she's done in the sport. I respect her as an athlete, her accomplishments. But I came here today to talk about July 11th, to talk about me, to talk about the girls that are making history at Madison Square Garden on Netflix. So,
She said something. She said that the Manny 8 is questionable. Why?
Because he won in two divisions. They were in world titles. They were like regional titles. All my divisions was world titles.
Got you.
Now I need to ask, when gaining that much weight, right? When you're naturally 126 and you have to gain 20 pounds, how does that affect you? Affect your speed, affect your strength, and affect your mental?
It does. It does affect you. People don't realize it. It's harder for me to go up in weight than to make the lower weight because I walk around 134, 135. So it's easy for me to drop 10 pounds. But when I'm going up, a lot of these girls, they can withhold my power. The power is, I still have power at that weight, but it's just a lot easier for them to withhold it. And it's I have to be constantly eating. My trainer, my sister, everyone's like forcing me, you have to eat.
You gotta eat healthy. It's not like you eating burgers.
Yeah. But I'm like, I'm not hungry. I just finished training. I'm not hungry. And they're like, no, you have to eat because I can lose weight really, really fast. So.
I refuse to believe you ate healthy yesterday after the police.
Definitely
no. Everybody you know was cooking.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't. But I had a fried fish sandwich. Surprisingly, not Puerto Rican food. No. But it was crazy. It was crazy.
Well, you're fighting. Speaking of July 11th, you are fighting Katie Taylor. You already fought her twice, right? Now, what are you doing differently this fight?
Yeah, definitely. I brought in new people for the camp. I have a nutrition coach now, Cindy Miller. She's been helping me, feeding me good food. I have a running coach. His name is Spencer. He's the one who helped Tito Trinidad in all his fights. So that's been a great help for me. I hired another assistant coach that's helping me keep my distance, helping me like with my head movement and boxing and stuff like that. But listen, me and Katie had 20 great rounds together. We bring great fights. We show the fans that we can fight. And this fight is going to be no different. We at headlining Madison Square Garden on an all-girl card. And the good thing is that all these girls are coming to fight. So we don't know who is going to be the fight of the night. So all of us are stepping our game up. I'm stepping my game up. I need this win on paper. I believe I won both fights, but this one is different because I need the judges to see that that I won this fight. I need this fight on paper. So yeah, we're working a little different, smarter, and I believe the third time's a charm.
And the fact that they're fighting a trilogy, even though Katie got both decisions, speaks to like how close those fights were and how many people felt you even won both of those fights. What fight you think was close out of the first two?
The first one was a good fight. My coach told me after the fight, he said, I think it's 96-94. It's pretty close. So when the first judge said that, he looked at me, he said, you see, I got it. Right. We got it. But the second one, I think, was pretty clear that I won. I landed 107 more punches on Katie Taylor. And people say that I get hit a lot. Listen, 107 punches, that's a lot of punches.
And you did it.
And you heard her in the sixth round. Was it the sixth round you heard her, I think it was?
The first one was the fifth. The second one was the first, and a couple of rounds. Like, I've heard Katie every fight. Both fights I've heard her. She's never really hurt me other than the headbutts. But, I respect Katie as a fighter. She's a great fighter, a great champion, and she's going to come to fight. She needs this win to be, convincingly. She needs the fans to say, okay, Katie won this fight. And listen, I'm a professional. I'm a champion. If Katie was to beat me, clearly, I would say hats off to Katie. Katie, you're a great champion. You're a great fighter. You beat me. But I just don't feel it. The fans don't feel it. My team doesn't feel it, doesn't see it. So I'm like, God, it's just this one is like the last hurrah.
How do you feel confidence in the judges during that now, right? Because you think you lost, you think you won both of them, you feel like you were cheated. So how do you still have that confidence in the system and the judges? Because the punches show.
Yeah, I know that's the only thing that I'm like, we need better judges, and hopefully the team gets that work before I step into that ring, because I feel like those two fights, it was like 4 against 1 or 5 against 1, because it's the judges, Katie, and the referee. The referee wasn't on my side the last fight as well. So I just want a fair fight. I just want me and Katie to fight, and the winner, takes it all. I mean, it's just.
How do you fix the politics of boxing, though? Because, you can clearly watch those fights and tell boxing politics came into play. So how do you fix that?
Yeah, and it's not just my fight. You see it every day, every time there's a fight. I don't know. I don't know if the judges are influenced by the crowd or they're influenced by the promoters, or it's just really hard. I don't know what they're thinking, what they're seeing. I don't know if they need to watch it in a screen, because I watch fights front row, and it's really hard to see. Yeah, it's so hard to see a good fight. Sometimes the referee gets in the way. I just don't know what they're seeing. I've seen fights where the judges have to be moving around to actually see the action. And then if the person's back is against that one judge, you don't know what's happening. So I don't know if maybe a screen would be better. I have no idea.
We're still kicking it with boxer Amanda Serrano. Her fight is July 11th in Madison Square Garden.
I want to go back to the second fight. What round was it that you got the cut again? I forget what round.
I think it was the fourth. The fourth, was it?
So you fought 6 rounds with blood in your eye. How do you avoid those headbutts going into the third fight? Is there a strategy where we know what Katie does? Is there something you're gonna do to kind of avoid getting hit with the head again?
Yeah, maintaining our distance, definitely, because once I hurt her, I know she's gonna come in and try to hold me and try to grab me and then use her head. I mean, she's very good at using her head. Not taking anything away from Katie. She's a great champion, and she's very, very skillful fighter. But I think what I got hurt the most was with the head, and the second headbutt was so painful. People don't know. The first one was like, oh, okay, whatever. But the second one, it was a very open wound, and it hit the bone, and I was like, I saw black for a second. I was like, what is going on? And that's why I was I was pissed off. I was like, oh my God. And then there was no help with the referee. The referee wasn't really warning her with the headbutt. But listen, this happens in the sport of boxing, and it's just on to the next one.
How much does a fight? I'm sorry.
You did say third time is a charm,
yes.
And I'm with you, but are you prepared for it to go the other way? What would it mean for you to win, to lose third time to Katie?
It would suck. I'm like, my God, 3 times.
Yeah.
But I'm not thinking about that. I'm not putting that into the universe. I'm manifesting a win like I always do. But like I said, if she wins the way she's supposed to win, then I'm gonna be like, listen, okay, she got it. But I'm just hoping that the judges are watching the fight in differently.
Well, you and Katie had the best fight on that card, because Jake Paul and Tyson sucked, right? But when I think about that fight, I think about how bloody it was. It looked like Mortal Kombat. Right? It did. How much does that take out of you?
Well, it takes a lot out of you. Honestly, knowing that you have this cut, I'm just blessed that I have a great corner. My cut man was amazing. I did not know how big the cut was until I saw it in the monitor. And the monitor it wasn't that bad. When I went to the back to get stitched up, I was like, oh my God. I brought a tear to my eye because I thought about my family back home watching it on Netflix. I was like, because I know it looks a lot worse on TV. So, but it takes a lot, all that blood, and then it wasn't just that one headbutt. It just kept happening, and her rubbing her head on it. So you definitely can feel it. I believe if I did lose a round, it was the round after the cut, because I was just probably still in pain. But that didn't stop me. You saw the heart I had in there. I was like, let's go, let's keep fighting. But it can take a lot out of you.
Yeah, there's been men with smaller cuts that couldn't continue and quit before her. So Jake Paul has signed so many women. Obviously, this is an all girls card. He's done a lot for women's boxing. Do you feel like you are kind of the reason, because what he done with your career and and how successful you've been. That's why women are saying, I want to go there. Look what a man has been able to do.
Listen, Jake Paul and Nikisa Badarian, MVP, have changed my life completely. They have changed the sport of female boxing, and I am super proud to be part of them. And yes, I believe that these women, in the beginning, a lot of people had a lot of stuff to
negative stuff to say
about Jake Paul.
And Nikisa, yep.
And I took that chance to be with Jake Paul because when I met Jake Paul and Nikisa, they told me where they wanted to go. They asked me how much I was getting paid, what you want to do in the sport, and whatever. They made sure the first card that I was co-main event at, he said, I want the whole card to make the most money that they made. So he paid me the most money I got paid.
Oh, wow.
But before that, how much have you, what was your biggest payday before MVP?
Definitely not 7 figures, way less than that.
Right.
You know, I got paid $4,000 for world title fights. I got paid
$4,000?
$4,000 for tying up with Miguel Cotto, becoming a 4th division world champion. $4,000. So, you know,
how can your team even ask for a percentage of that? I'm not giving nobody a percentage of the $4,000.
Yeah, exactly. And sanctioning fees and all that stuff.
Damn.
So, yeah, it's been a journey. I got paid peanuts. Like, sometimes I got paid nothing, just to fight, just to stay, to maintain. But yeah, that's the difference with Jake Paul and these women. Now that they see that we're making, me and Katie making millions or just making noise, and my fan base, how much it grew being under Jake Paul. Now they want to come along and but I guess they had to see what he really wanted to do with female boxing, and he proved it. He proved it with me, and now he's proving it come July 11th, the first in history at MSG on Netflix. I am super proud to be part of that. And like I said before, this is going to be a card you don't want to miss because we have 2 undisputed championships, 3 unified championships, and you just don't know who is going to be the fight of the night.
Now, you recently pushed for 12 3-minute rounds in women's boxing. You pushed for that hard. Why so much?
Because we talk about equality in the sport of female boxing, and one way to do it is to fight the same time the men fight. You know, we fight. So some men complain that they fight less than us. They fight 2 minutes, 10 rounds.
Right?
Why you want to get paid just like us? So I believe it's one step. We want equality, so we have to fight for what we believe for, what we want. And I'm a big advocate for the 12-3. Katie, she said the rematch. She said she shook my hand and said that we can, if we fight again, we can do it. And she neglected that promise. So I mean, we were fighting 10-2, but I would prefer the 12-3 because I believe if I had that extra minute, I can definitely hurt her and finish her. But I think a lot of us women wouldn't want that because we have a lot more time to show our skills. I believe that the 10-2s is like a sprint for women's boxing, and then the 12-3 is like a little jog and marathon. We can showcase more of our skills and have more time to get these knockouts.
Rumor has it you're the reason why Netflix wanted to stay in boxing after the first fight in Texas, like how entertaining your fight was opposed to the others. I mean, look, Jake Paul and Mike, they were what they were, right? It was a unique type of fight. But Netflix said, no, we need to see that again. Word. And that's why you fight on Netflix. Is that true? Is there some truth to that?
Well, I mean, the birdie said it. No, yeah, I mean, that's what I want to do. Every time my trainer, Jordan Maldonado, he told me, whenever you have an opportunity, you seize that opportunity. You go out there and you do whatever you have to do to make sure that people tune in, people watch you, people want you. And I knew the fight with Katie Taylor was going to be a great fight. So I said, no matter what I do, I have to just give it my all that night. And I did. And look, and now Netflix believed in me and Katie so much that they gave us our own card with all women. Yeah. So they believe in us women. And that's something that really touches me and that really gets me excited because now we have these big networks, big stadiums, big people, big sponsors that are giving their money, giving their time to promote and to give us the spotlight, and I'm excited.
And we're talking to boxer Amanda Serrano. Her fight is July 11th in Madison Square Garden.
You won, right, 7 divisions. This is obviously a big money fight, a big profile fight. But if you do get the victory finally with Katie, what's the next challenge? You know, I know people talking about Alicia Baumgartner. She's with MVP now. She's around your weight class. What's the next big challenge for Amanda?
You know what the world wants.
No, honestly, right now I'm just concentrating. I'm fully concentrating on Katie Taylor. That's the one thing that's on my mind, my goal, just to go out there and finally get this win. That's a big enough challenge for me right now, this moment, this second, whole couple of weeks leading up to the fight. And then after that, who knows? Who knows what the world holds for me? The team knows, and I mean, we'll go back and we'll figure it out.
When you retire, what do you want little Puerto Rican girls to say when they mention your name? That sounds funny. Little Puerto Rican girls.
Not just only little Puerto Rican girls. I need a little girl or boy who believes in themselves and want to do something. Just you have to go out there and give it your all. You know, greatness requires sacrifice. I sacrificed my whole life to this sport, and I'm gonna continue to work for them and just believe in yourself. Surround yourself with positive people. Go out there and give it your all. That's all I can ask. And I always tell the young girls, they say, "Oh, I want to be like you," and I tell them, "Don't be like me. Be better than me." And that's what I want to push them for. Just always to be better than me. And that's what I do. I always want to be better than I was yesterday or the fight before. And that's all you have to do.
You gonna have Bad Bunny or Jocelyn Hernandez walk you out? Which one? Because they the 2 Puerto Rican stars.
Bad Bunny has a concert, his first concert in Puerto Rico is the night of the fight.
That means
yeah.
Jocelyn. What about Jocelyn Hernandez? You know, she coming.
Jocelyn.
Drop some bars for you.
You know, she had a float in the Puerto Rican parade too.
I bet she did. That's my girl. That's Puerto Rican princess right there. So, all right, I'm going to see if she can walk you down.
Is the Katie Taylor chapter close after this 3rd fight? Is that, are you done?
So. I think
Win
so.
Win or lose?
I think so. You know, honestly, I said that after the first one, I was like, God, I am so tired of it. I love Katie. Katie's my best friend, but I'm like, how can you love and hate someone at the same time?
Yeah, because that last press conference, I'd never seen y'all go at it the way you did. She threw shots saying you're delusional, and you came with the helmet. It was the football helmet or headgear to the press conference, insinuating I don't want to get hit with. So it's not as friendly as it was before
that was just something that was just
it was good. It was a good idea.
But then the day after, we had to do like promo and photo shoot, and we was just laughing and talking on like regular. But yeah, I think she's kind of probably tired of me too.
Well, what if you beat her and she says, "I won 2, you won 1, let's do it again"?
Damn.
Money talks.
Money talks. But like honestly, I told myself, I said, God, but because it's been like I talked of both our names since she turned pro, and we wasn't even in the same weight class at the same. Well, I'm never at her same weight class, but I'm like, who is Katie? But Katie Taylor's brought eyes to the professional boxing world, which is good. But it's been like that for years. I was like, oh my God, I'm kind of tired of Katie Taylor.
Well, we all know what the ultimate payday is. I don't know what that weight would be between you and Clarissa, but that would be the ultimate payday and the ultimate match in women's boxing.
Listen, it can be, but just like I said, I'm here promoting July 11th, and it's just.
But would you go to 147? Forget about would you? You're almost for that fight. Would you?
No, that's not true. I'm not almost there. I can barely make 140, and this fight is at 140.
You look brolic.
That's good for eating. Good eating and training hard. But yeah, I'm not a natural 140, a natural 135. I'm a natural 126. I walk around at 134. So like I said, going up in weight is really hard for me. It's a lot harder for me than losing weight. And people look at me like I'm crazy. Like, oh my God, losing weight is hard. No, gaining weight for me is hard.
You got fast
because
metabolism.
when I'm constantly working hard and training hard, I sweat so much and I lose weight so fast. So I'm like, no, like.
But you can make 147 if you had to.
No, I know I can't. Oh. No, I won't. Because the heavier you go, the more
you lose more.
Yeah, and my power is still there. But like I said, these
20 million, you won't go up to 147.
No, I can't.
All right.
For 20 million, I go up to 147.
But you could whip his ass. I'm sure. How does it feel when you walk in the gym sometime and know you better than 99% of the men?
It boosts your confidence. You can walk around. Like sometimes I walk around the street and I'm like, only if they knew.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. You're fighting Madison Square Garden, July 11th.
Absolutely.
All my Puerto Ricans, Boricuas, go buy your tickets, get out there and support. Yes, I'm saying right now because I was on the float yesterday.
Thank you. Yeah, we're making history. An all-woman card. Great fights. Honestly, me and Katie had 2 great fights, but I don't know. We up for some good competition this fight.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us. Amanda Serrano.
Thank you.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Frank Ocean and Kanye might have been kissing while they was recording this. You ever think about stuff like this?
That was one of my favorite songs, though.
Tough
No Church in
tune.
the World is tough.
Very tough tune.
Crazy.
Very tough
I never
tune.
thought about them 2 kissing.
That
though.
me neither.
I just thought about it. I'm like, damn, Frank Ocean was killing that hook with penis on his breath, probably.
What?
Salute to Frank Ocean, though.
We don't even know. What's going on?
All right. Anyway,
Happy Pride.
let's get to the latest with Loren.
Hey, yo. Lauren becoming a straight fact.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with Lauren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
All right, y'all. A few more moments from the BET Awards last night. Doechii won Best Female Hip Hop Artist, and she took the stage in a powerful acceptance speech. Let's take a listen to Doechii.
First of all, thank you so much, BET. This is my first BET Award, so this means a lot to me. I grew up watching this. But as much as I'm honored by this award, I do want to address what's happening right now outside of the building. There are ruthless attacks that are creating fear and chaos. Trump is using military forces to stop a protest. And I want y'all to consider what kind of government it appears to be when every time we exercise our democratic right to protest, the military is deployed against us. People are being swept up and torn from their families, and I feel it's my responsibility as an artist to use this moment to speak up for all oppressed people, for Black people, for Latino people, for trans people, for the people in Gaza, and I hope we stand together, my brothers and my sisters, against hate, and we protest against it.
That's a solid way to use your platform. I always feel like when stuff like that happen, though, like what's next after the artist does that? Like you raised awareness, but what's the call to action? And that had to be tough for BET producers because you have to either choose to ignore what's going on outside, to put on your show, or that's it.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I
it's,
mean?
it's
you either acknowledge it or ignore it.
But they
One of the
didn't
two.
acknowledge it. They just let whoever won acknowledge it. But they didn't necessarily acknowledge it.
Yeah,
right?
I'm saying but for that being the backdrop of LA, you would feel like that has to be a tough thing to decide to do in
Correct.
a room.
Mm-hmm.
Because you either acknowledge it or ignore it.
Yeah, and it's hard to ignore because when I tell you all weekend we've had to be moving around the protest and stores being broken, so much different stuff.
Well, they
here
definitely
in LA.
ignored it because they didn't do anything.
I mean, but I just mean if you're here in person, to your point, it should have bled over into the show because in real life
everybody is not there, and we don't know, you know what I'm saying? So it would have been great for
in real life. You couldn't ignore it.
Or do you use the show as an escape? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it's a tough decision for producers.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yes. Now, also on the stage, the Ultimate Icon Award went down. Snoop Dogg, Mariah Carey, Jamie Foxx, Kirk Franklin received this award. Snoop Dogg's award was presented by Dr. Dre, and the Ultimate Icon Award is where these artists are recognized for their decades of contributions in music, entertainment, advocacy, and community impact. Let's take a listen to the performance that happened by Snoop Dogg when receiving this award.
Yo,
he killed it.
They sounded good too. They sounded the same.
Backstage went crazy. A lot of the crew last night was from LA too. They went crazy last night, especially when Corrupt hit the stage and then Warren G hit the stage as well too.
Even
Snoop
the
Dogg.
dancers. I'm sorry, Lauren.
Go
the
ahead,
dancers and the people who were playing the instruments, like the band, everything. I love how they had the tuxedos mixed with the LA flannel.
Fire.
You know what I mean? Like it was lit. It was a whole
a whole
thing for Black people in the West Coast, man.
Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Mm-hmm. It's all good till you hear that at a freak off.
It was still classy. You stupid.
Jamie Foxx also was presented his icon award.
And Daz wasn't there. We didn't see Daz Dillinger. He didn't pull up. Just Corrupt did. But go ahead.
Yes, Jamie Foxx, he received his Impact Award from Stevie Wonder, and he had all of us in tears while there. Let's take a listen to Jamie Foxx.
I cannot even begin to express the love that I feel from everybody out there. I gotta be honest. When I saw the memoriam, I was like, man, that could have been me. But I don't know why I went through what I went through. But I know my second chance I'm not gonna turn down. I'm not gonna turn down. I have so much love to give. I told him, I said, man, just give me one more crack at this. And I promise, I said, whatever reason you put this on me, I promise I'm gonna do right. When I did my special, it was from the black people. Black people was the one that said, man, we got you. Not to say that white people can't pray either. I know that sounds weird, but y'all know what I'm saying. It's like,
I know what you're saying.
It's
bro.
like, you guys held me down, and I don't want to make this whole speech about that, but you can't go through something like that and not testify.
Amazing speech he gave. The funniest part was when Stevie Wonder came to hand him the trophy. But Stevie was on some like, all right, bro, I'm old. I can't be standing up here for this long now. Okay?
Yeah, so, and I love how he took it back. Remember some years back when at an award show, Elton John gave a tribute to Stevie Wonder, and he said, Stevie L. And Jamie Foxx had brought that moment back. I thought that was pretty dope, too.
Oh, I didn't know what that was.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. Jamie Foxx had joked Elton John for that.
Stevie was like, I love seeing you. I love seeing you perform. I love seeing you. I love seeing the crowd.
Yes.
Stevie Wonder got better vision than all of us. You best believe that.
Jamie Foxx said I had a joke, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna leave Stevie alone. But Tyler Perry also
he still did the joke?
Still did it.
He did. I think he did. He
No,
he
did a joke.
He did a joke.
When he was wandering around.
Worse. I thought it was gonna be worse than that.
That was hilarious.
It was so funny.
Steve
Tyler Perry also hit the stage. He brought out Lettucey, but he called out the Hollywood studios in a heavy flex. Let's take a listen.
As he should.
Yep.
Black women have held me down, and I appreciate you like you would not believe. You keep sending everything to #1, including Straw this weekend, so thank you so much for that. And pretty soon you'll be sending Divorced Sisters to #1, so thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I want to talk to you about this thing that is happening in this country, and I want you to pay attention to it. Don't miss this. They are removing our books from libraries. They are removing our stories and our history. They went into Tulsa, Oklahoma, and tried to burn down Black Wall Street, but yes, we are still building businesses, making our way, building companies, becoming CEOs, because we are still building, leaving footprints. I have made more black millionaires, hear me when I say this, than any studio in this city combined.
Talk that talk.
Yeah, that's right.
Y'all put a clues bombs for Tyler Perry, man.
I still can't help not to hear Medea. Every time. Every time he get passionate, get into it, I hear Medea. But yes, that was a lovely speech.
Yes.
So in one of my group chats last night, somebody said, do we really need another Madea movie? Yes,
we do.
Because Negroes got to work.
Absolutely.
What that mean? Medea goes to Bahamas?
No, it's
a destination. It's something like that. Medea's final destination.
Then there's like a wedding. It's something about a wedding.
What is it? Something like that.
Medea's destination wedding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Destination wedding. Yeah. Medea's final destination will be fire.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw Tyler Perry yesterday backstage, and I was like, oh my, I kind of like fanned out because you hear so much about him. I never seen him in person, and I was like, wow, that's Tyler Perry. But there were so many people last night.
Did you say hi?
I didn't get a chance. They were bringing him out to introduce for that moment right there. So they were just whistling him by. But everyone I talked to backstage for BET last night, Tyler Perry was like the biggest conversation, and how much he does for people.
Absolutely.
Which we always hear, but man, in person, people were just speaking his praises. It was good to see. Last night felt really good.
The lights are on at BET because of Tyler Perry.
That's right.
Tyler Perry and then Miss Pat, but the lights are really on because of Tyler Perry. What else would BET have if it wasn't for Tyler Perry?
Man, shout out to also Leon Thomas. Shout out to him. Shout out to Chris Brown for winning the Viewers' Choice Awards.
Glorilla won.
Shout out to Glorilla actually shocked me. She won
gospel award.
Yeah, Dr. Bobby Jones Best Gospel Inspirational Award for Rain Down on Me.
Yeah, she won over Kirk Franklin.
She won.
Kendrick Lamar took.
And then she went on stage and she's accepted that stage like a Memphis artist would. The twos and threes. I love it.
And Tiana was front and center with Aaron Pierre, holding that little elbow tight. I said, okay, they done popped out.
Hermie and Tiana Taylor and Taraji did an amazing job on the stage last night.
Yeah, they did.
It was so much, yo. Yesterday's show was so good. It was so much stuff. It was so full.
And it was a lot of class. This is the classiest that I've ever seen BET be. So, you know, I really, really want to give a shout out to that. It was a lot of big wigs in the building, and they had to do it right this year. So
I was happy to see Drewski and Casanat too, just talking about people in the building.
Yeah, I was happy to see that too. I wanted to see them more and better used for the BET Awards, because they know what they doing, you know what I mean? But I'm happy to see a couple of my peers out there too. Shout out to B. Simone and Pretty V and my guy DC Young Fly. So
yes, Pretty V did a really good job on the pre-show too.
Always.
I know we got to wrap, but yes, it was so many people there.
Well, that's the latest with Loren. We'll see you next hour, Loren. Everybody else, donkey today. Who you giving that donkey to?
Man, we need a pastor named Roy. He already in the congregation, so you just walk on up to the front. We'd like to have a word with you, Pastor.
His name is Pastor Roy?
Pastor Roy.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Charlamagne, say the game, don't get other Charlamagne.
You are a donkey. It's time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkey of the Day does not discriminate. I might not have the song of the day, but I got the donkey of the day.
So if you ever feel I need to be a donkey, man, hit it with the heat.
Yeah, it's the Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's Donkey of the Day today?
Well, Ed Sheeran. Donkey of the Day for Tuesday, June 10th goes to a 72-year-old pastor from Alabama named Roy Powell. Okay, Pastor Roy is the pastor of Cedar Street Missionary Baptist Church in Alabama. Dropping includes bombs to Cedar Street Missionary Baptist Church. Okay, salute to everybody who listens to us on 103.1 The Beat in Birmingham and 104.1 The Beat in Montgomery, Alabama, respectfully. Now, what do you expect of your pastor? What is expected of a pastor? Most people expect their pastor to lead the church community. They expect their pastor to guide them spiritually, morally, and in practical matters. Okay, this includes teaching the Word of God. Okay, providing pastoral care, leading worship, and ensuring the church's well-being. Do we need the pastor to be a role model? The answer is yes. Okay, we need a pastor that reflects the teachings of the gospel. You must practice what you preach in order to be an impactful pastor, okay? Roy Powell has been a pastor for 30 years, so clearly he has been that. And you can tell he's been that by the way his congregation is choosing to stick beside him, even though he was charged with first-degree robbery. What do you mean? Pastor Powell was charged with first-degree robbery, Uncle Shala. My pastor don't have to steal from nobody. We be having 2, sometimes 3 collections on Sundays. The general offering, the special offering to build the church pool, and a thank you offering for our pastor because he is a good man. He needs a new Hyundai Sonata. So my pastor don't got no reason to rob nobody. Well, let's go to Fox 10 News for the report, please.
Tonight, a well-known local pastor is out of jail, charged with first-degree robbery. Investigators say 72-year-old Roy Powell took a man's book bag at gunpoint yesterday morning on Mobile Street. The alleged victim, who doesn't want to be identified, tells me he was walking to the post office when Powell was walking towards him on the sidewalk and bumped into him.
He said he was like, "You was in my way, I'm walking down the sidewalk, watch where you're going," and we had words back and forth.
The alleged victim tells me Powell left the scene after they exchanged words. Minutes later, he tells me Powell came back in a truck and with a gun that he used to pistol whip the man in the head. According to this sign at the Cedar Street Missionary Baptist Church, Powell is a pastor here, and court documents say he's been a pastor for 30 years. These court documents say Powell actually went back to the scene to apologize. He's charged with first-degree robbery.
What if heaven was hell and vice versa? It's too corrupt knowing that God gonna help me blow him up. That wasn't Pastor Roy. That was Pastor Troy. And Pastor Troy was teaching that young man a lesson. See, this is what happens when you don't tithe, okay? Tithing is not a strict requirement for salvation, but it is seen as a test of faith, okay? Pastors say you're gonna give up that 10%. In my mind, that's how this happened, okay? Pastor Powell walking down the street, they bump into each other. Pastor says, "You was in my way." The devil got busy and made that young man have a back and forth. Pastor Powell said, "I know God protects me, but I still stay with my gat." So according to the victim, he left the scene. Now I'm gonna tell you what happened. This is just in my mind. Pastor Powell went home and prayed over his pistol. He then proceeded to grab his holy hammer, his godly Glock. Then he went back to confront this heathen who don't be tithing and proceeded to pistol whip this man in the name of Jesus. Okay, divine discipline is what it's called. Now in the Bible, Romans 12:19, it says, "Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave it to the wrath of God, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord." That's what made Pastor Roy return to the scene of the crime and apologize. Because he knew in that moment he let the devil use him. But again I ask, what if heaven was hell and vice versa? Would you start doing evil in order to nurture? He had to apologize because that's the Christian way. Acknowledge the wrong and express remorse. Gotta ask for forgiveness after you pistol whip somebody, not just from God, but from others, especially the person you hurt. Then you repent. Okay, you got to make a sincere effort to change and avoid repeating the mistake. But Pastor Roy 72, if this is true, that wasn't his first pistol whipping, and it won't be his last, especially if y'all don't go to church and give up that 10%. I don't feel like I gave him the credit he deserved for being stupid, but it's because what if heaven was hell and vice versa? Please give Pastor Roy Powell the biggest hee-haw. Y'all better tithe.
That's right. I do every Sunday.
You better.
I do.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today, sir. Mm-hmm. Now, when we come back, we have a gentleman by the name of Harry O joining us. He's a former artist of Murder, Inc. He has a new book out right now. It's called Beyond Words. It's the Art of Calculated Communication. Now, Harry O, he's from the Bronx. He's used to be signed to, I think, Uptown Records. Then he was signed to Murder, Inc. Now he's a professor. And he connects the dots. He has a new book out, and we're going to talk to him next all about it, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. Loren LoRosa is here as well. And we got a special guest in the building. We got the good brother, Harold Wilkerson.
I don't think anybody gonna know who that is. They were like,
Harry O, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, brother?
What's going on, E? What's going on, everyone? Thank you for having me. LL, Loren, what's up?
Harry O got a new book called It's Beyond Words, which is out right now. Mm-hmm. And yes. you talk about the art of calculated communication.
Yes.
What is that?
Great question. So the art of calculated communication. Let me just rewind a little bit for the room who may not know, or those who don't know in the room, that besides an entertainment executive, I'm also a college professor. And I've been teaching communication courses for maybe 12 to 13 years.
But if you're going to go that far, let's go all the way back then.
I had no idea.
I didn't either.
You know, Harry O started off as a rapper.
Yes.
That's how I originally know Harry O. He's from Highbridge. He's from the Bronx. He started off as a rapper.
From there.
And was signed to the Inc.
Yes.
Signed to the Inc. You was a hype man for Ja Rule for many years. And then you stopped rapping, and now break it down. Well, first of all, how did you meet Irv and everybody and go through that whole list of things?
Great question. So let me rewind, right? So first, I started the entertainment business. I had a deal with Uptown Records first, with Andre Harrell and everyone over there. God bless the dead.
My favorite label ever.
Favorite, right? Best for R&B music. All right, so I was maybe like in 8th grade. So that went. Then I was working with Puff for a while.
Whoa.
Oh, that bad boy. Yep. Yeah. Listen, I know my guy's going through a lot, but I got to give him a lot of credit for helping me of where I'm at today. Like, I have to give him his credit because I probably wouldn't be here without the image of him, right? But
you can't take away what he did professionally.
And what he did for me in my life personally. He did a lot for me, and I tell you about it if I have time. Like, he stuck up for me plenty of times when executives tried to blackball me and things like that. Puff found out about it, step in, like, you're not doing that to my guy. So I got to give him his credit. So from there, we transitioned quick. I had to deal with Motown. I had to deal with Murder, Inc., right?
How many deals did you have?
4 deals.
Okay.
Starting at 8th grade?
Starting in 8th grade. Like, I've been doing entertainment for a long time. So now, fast forward. Let me just tell you as far as me and Ja. I met Ja on the set of a movie called Turn It Up.
I remember Turn It Up.
Right. You're not going to remember me in the movie because they edited me out the movie. So you're not going to remember me. But if you look at the credits, you'll see me in the credits or whatever. So the movie was shot in Canada. So we traveled to Canada, right? I'm there with my manager. We're trying to get into Canada. My manager at the time, he gets arrested. For some reason, he can't get into Canada. You know how that goes. So now I'm young. I'm in Canada about to shoot this movie. I'm by myself. I'm a little nervous. So my trailer is right next to Ja's trailer. But I would always see Ja in the Violator office because we was working with Violator Def Jam, but we never really, knew each other. We saw each other. We passed. So I'm in the trailer. He knocks on my trailer door. So I open up. He go, yo, you signed a Def Jam? You signed a Violator? I'm like, nah, my guy, my son is, and we doing work over there. He go, man, I hear you here by yourself and your manager got arrested. Listen, anything you need, come to my trailer. If you need weed, if you need Hennessy, if you need anything, Ja has been trying to get me high since I met him.
Right.
But yeah, I don't do any of that. So from there, Ja and I had a connection. That was his first album, like right before his first album came out. After his album came out, he like blew up and took off, and my career was going wherever it was going. But anytime we would see each other, it would like we would stop everything and give each other love. And then I met Chris Gotti, Irv's brother, somewhere in the club, and he knew I did music. He said, "Listen, why don't you come down to the studio?" Went to the studio, started recording records with Irv, records with Ashanti, records with Ja. The next you know, a brotherhood formed, where although me and Ja came in through entertainment, that's more my brother. Like that's my guy. And I said before, my company, Chase Republic, we serve as like an independent agency for him. We close a lot of different deals, like I do with you, E, and we'll talk about. Made a lot of money together, but more importantly, that's my brother. That's my guy.
So now you get out of music, and music never takes off.
You can look at it that way, right?
You tell me.
Well, I had to transition. I always say this, right? Somebody can ask you, like, how do you view success, right? So in your eyes, you may say, Harry O, as an artist, wasn't successful. And that's fine. You can see it that way. I don't view it that way. I view it as I came in the entertainment business in 8th grade. I made a life out of it. I'm sitting here doing an interview on the Breakfast Club. Not a rapper. I'm not.
I always known you as an executive. Like that's how I always looked at Harry O as an executive. I never even knew anything about no rap career.
Like the E being a DJ. It's been plenty of times where like I would have to wait for E outside of the radio station try to get music played. Like we have that relationship. You and I met later on in life as being an entertainment exec. It's same thing with Loren. Like you and I met. First conversation I had with you, it says, "Listen, could possibly make some money with you," right?
Yeah.
And that's how it went. But E just knows a little bit of the backstory.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so it all depends on how you want to look at it. As far as like you're not being successful, but listen, I made a life for it. My daughter, listen, I paid her tuition through entertainment. Do you understand? Her private school tuition, which we all know is very expensive, all through entertainment. So someone asks, "Hey, you weren't successful?" I don't know. I want to say that. I think I'm pretty well.
Oh, you probably about to ask this. Then I'm interested to know. So from the artist perspective, then you transition into the executive side because of the relationships. And what is that transition? Because you started at 8, and executive is an adult making real adult decisions.
Right. Well, it's two folds to it, right? As I said, I've been a college professor teaching communication courses. Now, with communication, I understand the art of connecting with others. But first, connecting with yourself, and what we talk about. Once I understood and fully came of who I am, a higher sense of awareness of me, I understood my abilities. I understood how I can build relationships. So I just started to build and form credible relationships with people, building trust, but in a strategic way, not in a manipulative way, just very strategic. And like I can talk a lot about me and Envy because Envy and I made some money together and our relationship built, and I was intentional on how we're building our relationship. So what I did was I just merged the world between entertainment and education and made a life.
So what is the art of calculated communication, and how has that helped you navigate through all those different worlds?
So the art of calculated communication, what I would do is this, right? Say with Loren, for instance, right? I met Loren at the Brooklyn Nets event. Now, I understand it takes more than one encounter for us to start building some type of relationship. But we have to have that first encounter. It has to be a genuine encounter. It has to be maybe someone can help build that bridge between you and I. And I use June. June, Envy's manager, whoever's listening. I said, June, do me a favor. Let her know. Stamp me, right? Let her know. So June went to you and said, "Hey, Harry, this is my guy." That's all I needed to start building some type of communication with you. In order for Loren and I to build a relationship, I have to get her to peel back her layers. I have to try to get to know her. The closer I get to her, the more of a chance I have of doing great business with her. I just can't pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I have a bunch of deals for you." She doesn't even know who I am yet. We have to build trust. So I have to get her to peel back layers. I have to ask her questions. But if she never responds, like say if I say, "Hey," as simple as this, "Loren, how was your day today?"
Great so far, besides dealing with Charlamagne. But other than that, amazing.
I'm the best part of her day.
Best part of the day. What are your plans tomorrow?
We have a flight.
Wow.
Well, not them, but the producers and stuff.
Now check this out, right? So I would have to work a little bit harder now with Loren, because although I asked her these questions, and I know we're on air, there's a lot going on, I asked her how was her day, right? And she said how her day was. She didn't say, "How was yours too?"
Oh, shoot.
Right?
Sorry.
So
I was anticipating the next question.
I know. No, it's fine. I'm interested in knowing about her day, but I want to see how much interest she's holding in me to know about me as well. And sooner or later that will come. This is maybe like our second encounter. But if I can't get you to have that exchange with me, I have to work a lot harder and be more strategic and to get you to communicate with me. And if you never do that, it's like, all right, this person doesn't have any interest in building with me in this area.
We're still kicking it with Harry O. Harry O is a professor, ex-Murder Inc. artist as well. And how did Irv Gotti's death affect you, bro?
The passing of him, I see how it affects me and everyone around. Like, I am very, very, very close with Ja, right? And Irv and I were really cool, but I'm closer with Ja. It affected me because, in this way, no one may not know this outside of his family. Irv is such a family man, right? I have never seen a family as close as his in my life.
Wow.
I've never seen it. So, and he was like the hero of the family. And no disrespect to anyone else in the family that's doing great things, but he was like a hero. And so for the hero to pass and see how that affects the family dynamic, it made me, how it affects me, it made me become closer with my family. Like, Irv is the type where, listen, if it's holidays, his house is packed with the whole family. Not just him and the kids, it's nieces, it's nephews, it's aunts and uncles. It's like 30 people running around his house. And it was just a loving family. A lot of people didn't see that side of him. You see Murder Inc., you see the music, or you see the problems with the 50 Cent or whatever, so on and so forth. But the guy was an amazing family man. And to watch that, and as a father, yeah, it affects me. Like, I want to be closer with my family the way Irv is with his family. So that's how I would say it affects me.
You know, it's interesting when you talk about the art of communication. Like, I like the way Irv communicated. It may have rubbed some people the wrong way, but I like it because it's direct. Like when we talked about how, you know, it was intentional. He wasn't the small talker. It was, this is what we doing, this how we doing it, this how I think it should go.
Right.
I like that.
No, listen, absolutely. It's something to be admired there. Everyone has different strategies on how they communicate. Irv being direct may work for him with certain people, but I'm quite sure it didn't work with everyone, right? But so it all depends on what your style is. And I was thinking about something. Yeah, some people don't like small talk, and that's fine. Like in the book, I mentioned a term called farming and hunting. Those are different ways of nurturing a relationship. When we're cutting the small talk out, I'm hunting. I know exactly what I want. I know what you have. We know we can make that work. But every relation doesn't work like that. Sometimes we have to farm. We have to plant seeds. I don't know where the relationship may go, but I know we can possibly build. So I'm going to plant seeds. Then we just water the seeds. And next thing you know, we're eating off the fruit from the seeds. And it's really important. Yes, I'm an entertainment executive. So all we're talking about is how these theories affect in business. It's in your personal life as well. If a young man is trying to get to know a young lady or vice versa, it's ways you go about that. You have to be intentional. You have to be strategic. Yes. What is your goal by dating this woman? That's transaction. Cut the small talk. It doesn't work like that in your personal life, right? You have to farm. Your daughter is seeing someone. Your oldest daughter. They're not engaged in like that.
No.
All right, I'm sorry.
She's 23. She's 23.
Right. But that young gentleman, he had to farm the relationship with Madison, right? He had to farm. It wasn't a transactional or hunting relationship. It doesn't work like that. He had to be intentional. Farm, plant seeds, whatever those seeds are, check up on it. Know her birthday, know her dad's birthday, so on and so forth. So farming and hunting are two different ways of building a relationship.
I look at college courses as sometimes outdated.
Yes.
Right? And that bothers me a lot, especially with my kids, you know, going to college, because a lot of things that they want to learn or that they're into, a lot of times these colleges don't necessarily teach, right? My first major was communications. I left communications and went to business management and marketing. But for me, what I wanted to learn for communications wasn't helping me with what I wanted to do, right? Communications was a lot of reading, a lot of intro, a lot of this, a lot of that, but I wanted to be hands-on with this stuff like that. So talk about some of the courses that you think should be in college and some of the things that should be taken out of college.
Right. That's great. Because
no disrespect, a lot of the algorithms that I learned in college, I don't use, I've never used, and if I have to, I have a computer that will do it for me.
Absolutely. Now, it's two parts I want to get into. Now, some of the courses that are in college, I have to be really careful because I'm still a college professor.
Okay.
And I don't want the college to be listening right now. So I do believe there should be more entrepreneur courses in college. We're going to need AI courses in college. We're going to need real estate courses in college. You're going to need these things in colleges. Now, I believe certain colleges are doing it.
Yes.
Ja Rule's son, shout out to Jordy, he just graduated from SCAD in Atlanta.
That's Savannah.
Savannah, yeah, I'm sorry, Savannah. And he was home for his sister's wedding, and we were in the kitchen at Ja's house, and he was saying how all these different courses that he's taken that it was never available to me as a student. So some of the courses that we're talking about, like we've been removed from college for a little bit. Some of these colleges are doing that, like teaching him how to code. He can build games. He can do all the things that I would never even thought
that's
of.
Art school. I know because my daughter's been talking about. That's the one school she's looking at.
But like even when Ja talks, he's like, "Listen, I visited the campus," and I'm like, I've never seen a school like this. So yeah, I do think we need those particular courses. Now, let me just rewind as far as like a communication course. I mentioned in the book, I credit Eddie Murphy to one of the reasons I'm here today in the movie Boomerang. Like Boomerang is one of my favorite movies you've seen. Like he was a marketing executive. He garnered so much attention from women. He was smart. He was everything. I'm watching this, and this goes back to my representation. I'm watching this movie. I'm like, I want to do that. I want to know how to do that. So I was in college at the time. So I went to my counselor. I said, listen, in this movie, this guy Eddie Murphy played Marcus Graham. He's a marketing executive. How do I get into marketing? She said, well, you need to understand what communication is to understand what marketing is. I said, well, sign me up for all communication courses. X amount of years later, I'm doing marketing strategies for my own company. So I needed that course. I needed these courses to be able to do what I'm doing now.
Gotcha. Well, tell them where they could get this book, brother.
You can get the book on Amazon, right? If you're listening, you can just type in Harold Wilkerson. If you type in Harry O, nothing's going to come up.
No, not going to come up. It'll be a bunch of y'all. But you was homie from Death Row.
Right. And people always make that mistake too, but that's a different story. Yeah, but you can get the book on Amazon in the search engine. Just put in It's Beyond Words by Harold Wilkerson. And it'll pop up. So please get the book. And one of the lessons I want you to understand and learn, like to leave it off, I close deals with the WNBA and I close deals with the NBA for going over six or seven seasons now. And it all started for me attending one basketball game. I attended a game, and it went from the person who handed me my ticket to go sit on the floor, and through strategic and intentional communication, I started closing deals with the CEO of the New York Liberty, the CEO of the Brooklyn Nets. Like it went from attending, like how do you attend a game and then fast forward, you closing deals with the owners and CEOs of WNBAs and NBAs, and you hear all that if you pick up the book.
All right. Harry O, ladies and gentlemen, pick up the book. It's Beyond Words, available now.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
It's Harry O. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the latest with Loren.
Loren becoming a straight fast.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with Loren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On The Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
All right, y'all. So in wrapping up our BET Awards talk, we do got to talk about the fact that, Jess, you mentioned you would love to have seen Kai Cenat and Drewski a bit more in the BET Awards involved, right? I was walking into the radio show this morning here in LA with someone who said to me the only reason that he even knew about the awards or how he watched the awards last night was because of Kai Cenat's stream. The stream went viral yesterday for a few moments. The biggest moment was, one of the big moments was Kai Cenat and Wale having an interaction. Let's take a listen to the original interaction between Kai Cenat and Wale.
What up, Rusty? You good? What you playing on your Nintendo Switch? Smash. Smash Bros? I'll beat you. Alright, gang. Wale. Oh my God, that was somebody crazy. Hey, the whole chat knows him.
Wale?
What he do?
Rap.
Oh, word?
Lotus Flower Bomb is on or something?
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, so because Kai didn't know who Wale was, that clip started to go insanely viral. So now Kai is in the awards. He's sitting there.
I mean, they running with it, but we'll talk later.
Wale my guy, but that situation not that serious.
Yeah, I really just hope he playing.
You gotta think, Kai Cenat is 23. Wale is 40.
Yeah.
He probably does not know Wale's music.
He does not. But even if he doesn't know, the chat told him, and it ain't like he said anything crazy.
No, he just said,
was
that's
like,
somebody. Who is he? Oh, that's son? Oh,
all right,
word.
cool. And he may have checked them out after that, you know what I'm saying? But I would be happy that the chat even knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? Your chat schooled you on who I was. I wouldn't have came back and said anything.
And age, I guess plays a factor, but we do realize when it comes to art, celebrity, regardless of how big something may seem in your world, everything is niche. Okay, if you think everyone in the world knows everybody, then you're bugging. And guess what? I can bring a bunch of screamers in front of Wale who have tens of millions of followers, and he wouldn't know most of them either.
That's right.
So the internet really made this much ado about nothing.
But like Kai wasn't disrespectful. He just said he said the wrong name. His man was like, nah, that's Wale. He did flow this lot load about. He's like, oh word, that's son. That was it.
Yes. Yeah. Kai is never disrespectful.
Nah, not at all.
Right.
And if Wale was going to double back and introduce yourself.
Yeah.
To Kai.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't think everybody in the world knows you. When you meet someone that you've never met before, introduce yourself. I've seen Beyonce walk in the room and introduce herself to people.
Yep. Yeah.
So if Beyonce can do that, so can you.
Yeah, absolutely. And just because you meet a person one time don't mean that they know you.
That's right. Walk up to them. If that's the first time meeting them, yo, what's up? How are you? My name is such and such.
You might gotta remind me, like I met you. I did meet you that one time behind the stage.
Jess, how you doing? I'm DJ Envy. How you doing?
Okay, good.
Just so you remember my name.
How are you, Jess?
Now I remember. What else you got over there, Loren? Because now
I want to tell you who I am.
Whatever. I don't care. Yo.
I had one more point from Kai Cenat's stream where he was talking to Kevin Hart and Drewski about their involvement and even how they got involved in the show in the beginning. Let's take a listen to that.
Kai, listen, I'm gonna go in there.
I pulled to get y'all to do this?
I know.
Do you know why you're roaming like this? Like I literally said, I'm not hosting. We would not be able to live stream this chat. I said I'm not hosting if Kai cannot come back and stream.
That's W Men's. You ain't lying. That's W Men's.
So you alright, I got you.
Hey, WCAB, man. WCAB. We ain't gonna you, Cam.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, Trio.
We ain't gonna it up.
Yeah, so shout out to Kevin Hart for that. And I know,
I'll tell you one thing too. All you award shows are bugging if you don't pay Kai Cenat, high six figures to live stream your award show from backstage.
Correct.
Like whatever money y'all spending on promotion and marketing for a bunch of stuff people don't see, you better spend with that demographic.
Absolutely.
You better give Kai, high six figures.
Do it beforehand and during the show, like you said, so you can promote it. Like you said,
that's right.
That kid said he didn't know anything about the BET Awards until he seen it on Kai Cenat.
I thought that was crazy. He was like, "You here for the awards?" They came on. They came on. I was like, it was everywhere yesterday.
Why did you think that was crazy? Think about all these award shows that we didn't know I didn't know the AMAs was on the other night.
They should have had it high Cenat.
What else? There was another award show. I was like, I didn't even know that was on.
But Janet Jackson one. What was that?
I think that was the AMAs.
She was. Yeah, it was the AMAs because
that's crazy.
And I think I saw that because wasn't Kai streaming
the one that J-Lo opened up with. Yes, that was the AMAs, American Music Awards.
I think I saw that because of Kai.
Kai was streaming that one as well.
So yes, you should be paying Kai Cenat high six figures to scream from backstage and during the award show.
I agree.
As we wrap up, I know we've been talking a lot about black music and culture. I do want to say rest in peace to Sly Stone of the Sly and the Family Stone Band. You guys will know him from this song, Everyday People. Let's take a listen.
And everyday people.
And it's a family affair. It's a family
affair. I want to take you higher.
There you go. It's a family affair.
Sly got too many. Case of like too many. That's too many.
Yeah, he passed away on Monday in LA.
Dance to the music. I want to take you higher.
His family released a statement and said that he passed away peacefully, surrounded by his 3 children, his closest friends, and extended family. He was 82 years old. So I wanted to say rest in peace to him as we close all the black music conversation. I
saw one rest in peace. Somebody said rest in peace to Sly last night. I forgot who it was though.
on the stage.
Yes.
Did they say rest in peace to Fat Man Scoop? I was looking for that one last night. I didn't see that one.
Y'all told me y'all didn't see it. I thought
that.
I did, but I don't know. I
didn't see that one.
They did bring back the Angie Stone.
Yeah, they did Angie Stone. I seen Angie Stone. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And shout out to Raven for doing that. She actually sung with she gave the tribute to Angie Stone for that, right? Raven is from Baltimore too, man. So yeah, that's what's up. Beautiful.
Talked to her
work.
backstage, and she said, she's proud of her Baltimore girl.
Absolutely.
Over there on the Breakfast Club.
Always.
She wanted to send that love to you.
Appreciate you, Raven.
All right. Well, that is the latest with Loren. Now, when we come back, we got the People's Choice. When you coming back?
Right. As soon as I get out here, I want to go home.
And that's crazy because you got to come right back and fly right into court.
That's right. You going straight to Diddy court, right, today?
No. I will get back in time tomorrow.
Okay, all right. Just
You
making
got to
sure.
go to court tomorrow.
All
That
right.
baby needs some sleep.
All right. Well, People's Choice mixes up next. We're going to start off with some Snoop. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a salute to Amanda Serrano for joining us. She fights on July 11th. She's fighting Katie Taylor for the third time. So, salute to her for coming up here.
Yes, indeed, man. Make sure you check that fight out on July 11th. If you saw that fight, that was the fight that was on the undercard of the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight. That was the best fight on the card because Mike Tyson-Jake Paul was trash. Them girls was banging.
Crazy.
I mean, bloody. Like, bloody. I ain't talking about periods either. I'm talking about, like...
Getting it in.
Yes.
Bank.
Absolutely. So make sure you check them out on July 11th.
Yep. And also salute to Harry O for joining us. Uptown Harry O used to be signed to Murder Inc. Has a new book. He's a professor right now, so we kicked it with him, had great conversation. So definitely check out our YouTube page to check that out. It's time to get up out of here. You got something coming up?
Absolutely. This Friday and Saturday, your girl will be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the Improv, Homestead, PA. Make sure you come out. The shows are almost sold out. We got 2 shows this Friday, 2 shows this Saturday. Desi and I will be at the Improv. Like I said, get your tickets at JessHilariousOfficial.com. Next weekend, I'm in Buffalo, right up the street, y'all. So get your tickets. That's also a Friday and a Saturday. Meet me at Helium Comedy Club. Get your tickets for that at JessHilariousOfficial.com. Can't wait to see y'all, Buffalo. And then this Monday, all right, we coming up on Father's Day Sunday, but Monday, June 16th, the More Love Foundation presents Dads on the Green. We have an event at Top Golf in Baltimore City where we'll be honoring 50 fathers. So make sure you come out, man. And that's an early enough happy hour while the kids is in school. Dads can come and fellowship, learn about credit and financial literacy. Shout out to Fulton Bank. They'll also be there. We're going to have the vibes, food, drinks, giveaway, and good music, y'all. So we'll see y'all Monday, June 16th. Dads, meet us on the green.
All right. Now, Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
We do have the positive note, man, and I feel like somebody out there needs to hear this today. Please remember, you may have absolutely no control over what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. If you choose the right attitude, you can rise above whatever challenges you may face today. Have a blessed day.
Breakfast Club, bitches! You don't finish or y'all done?